Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Today we're back talking more coffee, and I've got with me our friend Black Sheep, which is a Stone Creek classic for sure. Black Sheep has been with us forever, and the starting philosophy behind the coffee was to try and create a dark roast that wasn't just a dark roast. French is really coffee that it delivers the big, full, roasty profile that somebody who is just super into classic dark roast is going to enjoy. And Black Sheep is going to hopefully bring a more interesting dynamic to your cup. And we do that by creating a blend. And the current blend of Black Sheep has 3 different components in it to try and bring not only that deep, roasty, chocolatey, nutty, dark roast profile, but we also want to bring some fruit into the party. So the 2 flavor notes that we're going for, 2 primary flavor notes or descriptors, are cherry and full. Needs to be a big bodied coffee, needs to have that classic dark roast backbone, but then it also needs to have some fruity, juicy components as well. We say that Black Sheep is a dark roast that wants to be a light roast. It's leaning in that direction. And we build that profile by starting with 30% of our French roast, which right now is Nicaragua La Trampa, which is that Leroux family, Nicaragua, Jinotega region. And then we're balancing it out with our Burundi medium, which Burundi's got a lot of cherry and lime, so a medium roast on that still keeps it in the slightly roasty, toasty flavor profile, but also adds in some dynamic juice. And then we hit it with just a little bit of our Bone Shaker Colombia, which is a light roast. That's the Huila from that we get from co-ops through the Caravella Export Group. And that hits it with just a touch of acidity to break through the heavy roast on the French and what we're getting through the medium Burundi. So you put it all together, and certainly you take that first sip and you go, oh, that's a dark roast, but then it also has enough citric acidity to kind of give your mouth some sparkle and not just leave you feeling like you drank an ashtray. That would never be what we want, and we even try and keep our French at a medium enough roast profile that we don't get just a mouthful of carbon when we drink it. Going to the label, I mentioned we call it Black Sheep, and there was a movie I grew up watching. I didn't actually name this coffee, but there's a movie I grew up watching called So Dear to My Heart, where a kid, he's like raising a sheep for whatever you show a sheep at, a lamb, whatever. So it's like, state fair stuff. You go, you win the blue ribbon kind of a thing, and he's got a black sheep, and obviously a black sheep is not standard. So this is not your standard dark roast, and that's why we call it Black Sheep. And the artwork on here I absolutely love because it makes the wool out of blue V60s. So it helps us bring that coffee geek component to the artwork. And I'm really excited for what we might do with this label, this bag, when we go through our packaging design early next year. I think this one can be really, really awesome. But this has been a fan favorite for a long time. If you got dark roast fans, 3 Volcanoes, French, and Black Sheep. French, that's when they just want, give me your darkest stuff, give them French. 3 Volcanoes, they want big chocolate, super smooth. Black Sheep, they want a dark roast, but they're looking for something a little more interesting. Point them in that direction. That's it for this week. Thanks, everybody. We'll chat at you next week with more coffee. As always, reach out if you have any questions, you ever need anything from me. Thanks. See ya.